you, Edonis, for your wonderful introduction. I thank the President of the Senate and the head of Congress and my good friend, the Consul General in New York, for allowing me to come before you. And I am extremely humble. Oftentimes, we focus on where we are now. We judge ourselves by our credentials. Yes, I was a captain in the New York City Police Department. Yes, I was the first person of color to chair Homeland Security in the state of New York. Yes, I was the first person of color to head the borough president's office in Brooklyn, the largest borough in the city of New York. But all of that is my glory. To understand me, you must understand my story. And my story is not a glamorous one. It is a story that many of you can identify with. It is the story of our parents and our grandparents, knowing we are treated differently based on our language, based on our skin tone, based on who we are. And in spite of all of that, it took a message from my mother with her third grade education. She stated, son, if you are fortunate enough to live a long time, you're going to be unfortunate to experience pain. Your job in life is to learn how to turn pain into purpose. You will find yourselves in dark places. And those dark places are either burials or plantings. If they are plantings, then the fruits of your harvest must go to feed other people. That's where we are right now. We must ask ourselves if the fruits of our harvest are feeding those who are being denied across our globe. Not only in New York, but right here in the Dominican Republic. I believe in my heart, in the words of Gandhi, there's so much for human need, there's just not a lot for human greed. We are watching systemic denial, generation after generation, of so many people who deserve so much more. So I'm here in the Dominican Republic to talk to you like a former colleague when I was in the state senate. The power lies in you. You are the local leaders for the local government. National leaders will set policies, but it's locally that those policies must be carried out. And we must learn from each other. My background, my family, we were just simple farmers. And I saw how we were able to use the foundation of being farmers to build the legacy of who I am right now. You are connected to New York as much as New York is connected to you. Every year, billions of dollars are sent to your country from those who live in New York City, part of the Dominican diaspora. We need each other. If my economy collapses in New York City, it will impact your bottom line here in the DR.
That's right.
We are in the same place. I had one constant theme when I was running for office. I am you. We are the same. The race is not about Eric Adams. The race is about you and I. We must learn from each other. We must see how we exchange educational opportunities. Your children must be exposed to New York and to America. if all they know is the hillside, if all they know is to sell items on the street, if all they know is what's within the 1 square mile of their village or their town, then we are giving them a Shakespearean tragedy. The globe is not just Santiago. The globe is the whole planet. And our children must not be local leaders, they must be global leaders. And that is the job we must do. And then we must exchange business. The business opportunities in New York must become the business opportunities for you. We are going to bring delegations of business leaders to New York City, just as the United Nations bring the General Assembly with national leaders to New York. I want to do the same with local leaders. Your problems are my problems. Education, healthcare, public safety, business, commerce, COVID. We share the same concerns, so let's learn from each other by not allowing our geographical locations to get in the way of the best practices to turn our municipalities around. And third, culture. Your culture is so rich. As I move through your buildings and look at your art, your music, your sound, your dance, there's so much we can learn from each other on how we exchange cultures. The best form of communication is through culture. It takes our guards down and allows us to feel comfortable among each other. We are going to exchange the cultural understandings involved in both in New York as well as here in the Dominican Republic. I'm excited about tomorrow. I'm excited what we are going to do. The diaspora of the Dominican community has made such major impacts in New York City and across the country. And if you don't take a close look at it, it will miss you. Congressman Espaillat, who this region is named after his ancestor, played a major role in the voting of the infrastructure bill of $1 trillion that will go to the inner cities. Dominican. How our roads are redefined in New York City through traffic and the movement of people. The chair of that committee was Councilman Rodriguez, that shaped what we would look like as a city. Dominican. The largest municipal union in our country, with thousands upon thousands of employees, using the pension money to define how we invest based on sitting on the pension board and determining the health care of those workers in our city. Henry Garrido, Dominican. Eric Adams, the next mayor, honorary Dominican. And so in New York, we make it simple. We just say, I'm Dominican, baby. But it's exciting. And let me give you this challenge. Let's stop being afraid. Let's not be comfortable with the inertia of remaining in the geographical locations of where we are. Let's be bold and exploratory mindset like the great founders of yesteryears. We become stagnant. We become too comfortable in the positions that we are. The future is not where we are, but where we're going. Let's push the envelope on how to have renewable energy. Let's push the envelope on how we use technology to bring people together. Let's push the envelope on how we educate our children, how we build businesses, how we explore beyond where we are. Let's become bold and aggressive about what tomorrow is supposed to off of all of us. If we do that, this will be the generation that will lead our city and our countries into a better place. And so I extend my hand to you, that you will have a mayor in the city of New York that understands the power of this great country. And together as partners, we will start the process of our success to cascade throughout the entire globe to say we can all be successful together. So thank you so much for allowing me to come here and be part of this great gathering of leaders in your country. Muchas gracias.
Por unas